Namaskar, I am Suruchidas and you're watching Ritam News. In recent years, political turmoil and coups have gripped several nations, causing instability across regions, from Sri Lanka's economic crisis to Afghanistan's return to Taliban rule, from a coup in Bangladesh to the recent upheaval in Syria. This situation has posed significant diplomatic challenges. Yet, under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, India has managed to navigate these crises with a combination of strategic diplomacy, regional cooperation, and the trade initiatives, reinforcing its global stature. Today, we will examine how India, despite challenging circumstances, has strengthened its relation with these nations while prioritizing regional stability and humanitarian aid. Let us first talk about Taliban-controlled Afghanistan. Between 2001 and 2021, when the Taliban was out of power, India made substantial investments in Afghanistan. But the sudden return of the Taliban 3 years ago was seen as a significant challenge for India. The Modi government responded to this challenge by shifting its strategy and deciding to establish dialogue with the Taliban government. This new approach proved successful as Taliban refrained from giving Pakistan undue importance and dismissed their claim over POJK. Today, India continues to operate approximately 500 projects across various parts of Afghanistan. Next, Sri Lanka's economic and political crisis. In 2022, when Sri Lanka faced one of its worst financial collapses, leading to a change in government, India stepped up under its Neighbourhood First policy. Despite strained relations in the past, India provided over 4.5 billion in financial aid and essential supplies including food, fuel and medicines to help the island nation stabilize. In September 2024, when left-wing leader Anura Dissanayake became Sri Lanka's president, concerns arose about a possible strain in bilateral relations. However, PM Modi's diplomatic outreach ensured otherwise. India invited Dissanayake to New Delhi ahead of the election, strengthening ties and gaining his assurance that Sri Lanka's resources would not be used against India or regional security. Now turning to Bangladesh. In the first week of August, India's neighbouring country witnessed a coup. Amid anti-reservation student protests, Sheikh Hasina's government was overthrown and the military installed an interim government led by Nobel laureate Muhammad Yunus. While Yunus is celebrated internationally, his government has come under the influence of Jamaat-e-Islami and other extremist groups. During Sheikh Hasina's tenure, Bangladesh and India shared a strong and close relationship. And now the interim government has started strengthening ties with Pakistan. Nevertheless, Bangladesh cannot ignore India entirely as they rely on India for its electricity and food supply. Lastly, in Syria, a coup has taken place. India and Syria have historically enjoyed strong relations, especially during Bashar al-Assad's regime. Be it the Palestine issue or Israel's occupation of Golan Heights, India has supported Assad's government on multiple occasions. When the United Nations imposed sanctions on Syria, India refrained from endorsing them and has consistently upheld the principle of non-interference in the internal affairs of other countries. This reciprocal support was evident when Syria backed India on the Kashmir issue, recognizing it as an internal matter. With the end of Assad's regime in Damascus, the Modi government has issued a cautious yet clear statement and has emphasized the need for all parties to work together to protect Syria's sovereignty, regional integrity, and unity. Additionally, India supports a peaceful and inclusive political process that respects the interests and aspirations of all Syrian communities. This indicates that India is committed to the welfare of the Syrian people, and if a new government forms under insurgent groups, India will need to engage carefully, demonstrating its role as a steadfast ally to Syria. In conclusion, India's ability to maintain strong diplomatic relations amid regional upheavals showcases its growing global influence. By prioritizing regional cooperation, extending humanitarian aid, and adapting to changing political realities, the Modi government has successfully managed to protect India's interests while fostering stability in these nations. Whether it's engaging with the Taliban in Afghanistan, supporting Sri Lanka's economic recovery, addressing challenges in Bangladesh, or navigating the crisis in Syria, India's strategic and humanitarian approach continues to set a global benchmark for diplomacy. Jai Hind.